blow the CO2 off, then we chill it down, the yeast drops out. We then condition the beer for another week to up to 2 months. So most of our beers will spend about 2 to 4 weeks inside fermenters. We then filter the beer, then we keg or bottle it. Again, something that's very important is what we do not do. We do not pasteurize our beer. When you go into the grocery store, almost all the beer you see on the shelves is pasteurized. We don't do that. When you pasteurize beer, you take that bottle, it comes off the filler at about 34 degrees, and if it's going to be pasteurized, it goes into this tunnel where it's heated up from 34 up to as high as 170 degrees, and it's held in this tunnel for about half an hour. Do I want a beer? Oh, yes. That is the silliest question I've been asked all night. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I learned I'm supposed to hold it like this. This is what the marketing people tell me. Branding. Is that right, Dan? If anybody needs a PR guy, there's my guy. As long as you're not opening a brewery, he's excellent. So. I pay him in beer, it's great. Boy, I got sidetracked there. What was I talking? Oh, so pasteurizing. So it's basically the beer is cooked in this tunnel for about half an hour. We don't do that. We pack our beer off cold, goes into our cold box. From there, it goes to our distributor, where they put it in their cold box. So when you see our beer coming into the store, it is the freshest beer you can possibly get. And especially since these days we can't keep up with production, we have a special management kind of system. I think it's going to sweep the world soon. It's called just out of time inventory, where we're always running out of something, which really helps keeping the beer fresh. But when you go to the store, our beer is the freshest one you can get. And people will ask me, well, gosh, sometimes I go in the store, I see it cold, sometimes warm. Is it better to have it handled one way or the other? And the answer is, for the short period of time that's in a grocery store, it doesn't really matter. It's probably in and out of there about 3 days. If you see like dust caked on the bottle, that's not a good sign. If you see summer pills in the store right now, that's probably also not a good sign. But, and this is really true for all beer, even beer that's been pasteurized, because what you're really worried about is oxidation in the beer at this point. Is the best thing you can do, and I know all you're going to buy after tonight anyway is St. Arnolds, so that's just what we'll talk about, is take that St. Arnold home, put it in your refrigerator, keep it cold. That'll keep it fresh longer. Then drink that St. Arnold, go back to the store and buy more. And then we'll be back here next year. So the first beer we're having is Fancy Lawnmower Beer. It's a Kolsch, light German ale. The name comes from a term that homebrewers used to, you open a homebrewer's refrigerator, you might see some homebrew, some St. Arnold, and inexplicably in the back corner is a can of Old Milwaukee Light. Say, what the heck is that doing in there? I say, well, that's my lawnmower beer. It's what I drink after I mow the lawn. I'm hot, I'm thirsty. Life is too short to ever drink bad beer. You only have one liver, please use it wisely. Remember that more and more research is going to show that, you know, a couple beers a day is good for your heart. 6 beers a day is not 3 times as good. So please, moderation. So anyway, this beer is going to be light, yet it's got a real kind of nutty character to the nutty biscuity to the malt. You should get a very light hop bitter and a floral aroma to it, and that floral aroma is coming from the hops. Next up, we're going to have the Texas Wheat. This is an American wheat ale. It also uses the same Kolsch yeast that we use in the Fancy Lawnmower beer. This beer it'll have a little less bitter, it'll also have a little less hop aromatic to it. And it'll have a little bit of a bready character from that wheat malt. As I said, it's 50% malted wheat, 50% malted barley. After that, we're going to be having the brown ale. The brown ale is a little bit darker. This is not a super heavy beer. The brown ale is probably one of our best beers to pair with food. And by the way, beer pairs with food quite often better than wine does. We've done a series of beer and cheese tastings, in Houston, and you know, people have been really amazed by how much better the beer pairs with the cheeses than the wines do. We've been doing these in wine bars, so It's been great fun.